Welcome to the Dufferin-Peel Catholic District School Board and to the journey of learning that continues as your child enters kindergarten and proceeds through to post-secondary education and the workplace. In choosing a Catholic school, you are ensuring that your child is welcomed into an environment where God's love for your child and their peers is evident within every aspect of our program. Your family is welcomed into a community of faith and learning, which will support your child to one day become an Ontario Catholic School graduate.
As parents, you are your child's first teachers of the faith. In kindergarten, we offer developmentally appropriate, distinctly Catholic experiences of sacred scripture, church teaching, morality, family life, prayer, liturgy, and the sacraments. Beginning in kindergarten and throughout the educational career, we develop the Ontario Catholic School graduate expectations. These guide the journey of learning and are described in terms of attitudes, values, knowledge, and skills that will prepare your child to become a global citizen informed by reason and faith. Our goal is that all children will find their place in the world as self-directed, responsible, lifelong learners, discerning believers, caring family members, reflective, creative, and holistic thinkers, effective communicators, collaborative contributors, and responsible citizens.
Along with faith formation, the Ontario Kindergarten program guides your child's learning. This program is play and inquiry based and provides a balance of explicit instruction and hands-on opportunities. The document Growing Success outlines our practice of assessment, evaluation, and reporting. This process involves knowing your child's strengths, areas of growth, and next steps. In the kindergarten program, children are seen as competent, capable, complex thinkers. Educators focus on the abilities and successes of children in order to provide children with authentic, interactive learning opportunities aligned with children's likes and interests. In the kindergarten program, children are seen as competent, capable, complex thinkers. Educators focus on the abilities and successes of children in order to provide children with authentic, interactive learning opportunities aligned with children's likes and interests.
In kindergarten, few children are able to write or speak at a level that makes their learning explicit. Educators will watch and interact with children in order to capture samples of what your child is able to say, do, and create. Photos, notes of conversations, videos, or pieces of work created by the children provide samples of your child's learning. Educators call this process gathering evidence or documenting evidence of learning. This process makes thinking and learning visible. Through this process, children become aware of what they are learning, where they are in their learning, and where they are going next. Often learning is captured in photo images that document learning. These photos allow students to reflect on their learning and then name their learning with the support of peers and educators. In this sample of documentation, the educators and children have selected the photos and the artwork that best represents learning. The children have become familiar with the practice of noticing and naming their own learning, growth, and next steps. In the observation phase, educators begin by observing and recording your child's experiences. The educator team will observe your child to assess a particular learning or skill through a lens of curiosity in order to keep possibilities open for seeing student learning and uncovering strengths and ways of thinking and problem solving. Observations provides us insight into how children think, learn, and make sense of their world. Information to create learning experiences that build upon your child's natural curiosity, ideas, abilities, and life experiences. Opportunities for discussion among educator teams, children, and their families. Ideally, these discussions support learning at home and in the school setting.
The second phase in the documentation process is recording and documenting learning experiences. Documentation is a tool to make children's learning visible. The documentation you're viewing on this slide shows the variety of ways that children were able to represent the number 10. Let's take a closer look at the documentation panels. Notice there are pictures of children in the process of a learning experience. The learning experience is an inquiry where the children are planning to create a marble work structure. Educators document initial thinking at the beginning of an inquiry and continue recording thinking and learning throughout the inquiry process. The educators have transcribed the children's conversation to show their thinking and learning in their own words as the children formulate theories on how to best design and create this structure. Educator teams have found that evidence of learning is abundant within a busy classroom. Documentation may include photographs, video, social media and blogging, children's drawing, voice recordings, written responses, digital notes and social media posts, as well as paintings and other visual objects.
Analysis and interpretation of student work allows us to develop a greater understanding of how your child can be supported in their learning. Educators collaborate to develop future learning experiences and next steps that will address the needs of the whole child. When your child is included in these discussions, the learning is even more powerful and can lead to great strides in understanding and development. Parents may be invited to view the documentation to share their interpretations and extend their child's learning outside of the school. As part of the analysis and interpretation, we notice and name learning, which leads to identifying learning goals and success criteria. Engaging in this process will support your child to consolidate their learning and help identify their own strengths, growth, and individualized next steps.
As the year progresses, Parents can anticipate communication that summarizes your child's key learning throughout the year. The kindergarten version of the report card is called the Communication of Learning. Within this document, you will see sections which communicate your child's growth within the religious curriculum and within each of the 4 frames. The learning in each of these sections is communicated in 3 ways: key learning, growth in learning, and next steps. Every educator's goal is to provide essential information that enables you as parents to be partners in your child's learning. The Kindergarten Religion program, In God's Image, celebrates the wonder of childhood as a trace of God, found throughout our world and within our friends and ourselves. Through developmentally appropriate experiences that focus on faith, your child's understanding of our Catholic faith is uncovered, nurtured, and affirmed. The kindergarten communication of learning allows for diversity as each child enters the program with different skills and experiences. Our program celebrates different stages of development and diversity of background and experience.
Key learning refers to the most significant skills and understandings that your child demonstrated during the term as connected to the overall expectation of the kindergarten program. It may also demonstrate what they already knew when they came into the classroom at the beginning of the school year. It includes an educator's perceptions of your child's interests and their preferences, capturing what is happening in the present tense, in the living moment, because children are living and uncovering the program every day.
Growth in learning refers to the positive developments that your child has demonstrated in relation to the overall expectations. The significant change or progression from September to February, and then again February to June. It shows consideration for developmental stages. Where was your child in their learning and development when they entered kindergarten, and how have they grown?
Next steps describes a plan for how the educator team will support your child in moving forward and offers specific steps that are appropriate to your child's learning. Educator teams develop an understanding of where your child is along a continuum of learning and where they need to go within the frames and the 2-year program. Educators work along with special services, community partners, and families to support your child's next steps in learning.
Your child is being offered a unique opportunity to learn within a faith-based and faith-enriched environment where all are welcomed as gifts from the Father. It is our pleasure to welcome your family to this journey of learning, and we thank you for allowing us the wonder and privilege of being able to nurture your child's learning within our Catholic system.
For further information about the kindergarten program, assessment and evaluation, and communication of learning in kindergarten, please visit the links provided.